Thanks for stopping by. I'd like to preface this video by saying it is not a knitting tutorial, but it means to have something playing in the background while you work on your own knitting project. If you're like me and really enjoy having something on while you work, sometimes the content you like is very visually engaging, and you're several hours in and haven't gotten nearly as far along in your project as you would have liked to. So that's where I come in. If you're new here, welcome, and if you're returning, welcome back. We are finishing up the Mitt the Family pattern. This is the one for the August knit along that we had worked on. I just, the last episode I did the bind off of the hand, so I have my little bit of string to sew in my ends. Well, we're really just like close up that little gap I have. So today we're going to reestablish our round of the thumb gusset and finish this part off. So that is what we're up to. I have my circular needles somewhere. I just was using them and waving them around and oh, they're still in my lap. Okay, so circular needles, I'm gonna put these on, but first let me double check on how to establish this round. I need okay, so it says establish, so place reserve stitches on DPNs, we're using circulars, pick up and knit 3 stitches for me. So we're going to get our little bit of yarn we have, going to go in here because I had my stitches reserved on a little bit of scrap yarn. Because when I did it the first time, I used a DPN and was making it tricky to kind of knit around it tightly because it wasn't very it wasn't flexible at all. Not very. It was a stick. So I decided to go with the scrap yarn as recommended this time. So I'm just gonna pick up, or not pick up really, slip my stitches back on. Oh, almost missed one. There we go. Oh man, I don't know, for some reason I just remembered. Now this is if you're new here, my name, Paws and Pearls. I'm a little not, well, I guess you could say spacey. I don't know. If I'm being super honest, very spacey indeed. But really, the weirdest bit is that I just have a lot of weird thoughts sometimes. And one thought that came to mind is that, okay, so now I need to make sure I picked up the right amount. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yes, got the right amount on my needle, and I'm going to release, I was going to say release the Kraken, release my scrap yarn. Oh, that's a scary moment when you let that go, but I counted this time, so we should be okay. Now I need to pick up and knit 3. Now I had a weird gap, so I'm going to knit that one. How do I want to start it? I guess I'll start it down here. gap and I'm trying to find it. I have to knit 3 of these. I guess I could start over here. Yeah, I'll start on this side because that's where I see the one I want. So grab my scrap. And move it. This is like science right now. One. Woo! Okay. So I just picked up one because I wanted to be sure that I got the weird bit. So we're gonna go ahead and knit our other and then pick up our next one, or our next 2. But, oh yeah, so what was the random, yes, the random thing I was going to say was, I remember a long time ago, I was at a party, and, I mean, when I say a long time ago, I mean like maybe 17 years ago or something. I was at a friend of the family's party, and there was this little kid there. And for some reason, at one point in my life, I liked babies and wanted to hang out with babies because I thought they were cute and stuff. And the friend had a young son. So I just wanted to carry him around. So I was there at the party carrying around the little baby, and this one girl who was younger than me saw him and said, "Is he your son?" And I was like, "What?" I was like, so maybe that was the point. I was so surprised and was like, "No, I'm too young. I'm 13. Like, what the heck?" I was just like, well, this girl was younger, so, you know, when she was like the kind of age when a kid like you ask them, how old is mommy? And they're like, 10, like one of those little kids, and you're like, oh god. So I'm sure her perspective of age just wasn't there, and assumed that, I was totally, I mean, granted, there are some people who are young mothers, but for me, that was never in the cards. Like, I would not be a mama. No thanks. So yeah, when she asked me that, I was like, no, of course not. Okay, so I added my 3 stitches total. Now what do I gotta do? I forgot. Work 5 rounds. Cool. So just 5. Alright, so I did that. So that was just the one thing. So now I need to do 5 of these. It just seems kind of weird now that I've done it like this. I'm like maybe sort of doing a magic loop of little teeny stitches, but not quite. But I thought I was gonna make it because my battery was looking red, but I'm like, yeah, sometimes it's like when you're on E in your car and it just goes a little longer, and then it decides, now is the time for it to stop working. So I could not do the little magic loop trick with this little teeny bit and that short of a circular needle, so I went back to the DPNs. I really didn't want to, but here we are. So I'm going to continue with what I was doing, which is start my round for my 5. And I'm pulling like almighty heck. We'll see. So yes, anywho, randomness of the day. Maybe not the last bit of random, but he definitely sparked I don't even know what it was that triggered my memory of like this little girl asking me about the little boy being my kid. That was like my thing. I loved carrying around babies. This is fun. It was like a little tiny, like a live doll. Baby dolls were like the thing I did. So, with a live baby, you could carry them around. And it was so weird because this room was just full of toys. I think he might have been one of those kids who like slept with his parents, because his room, the bed was covered in toys. And at some point in the party, because I was there like all day, I don't know why, I think my parents or whoever I was with were like, let's just go to this party and it'll be something to do. But I got bored because there weren't any kids my age, and it was like grown-ups or the little kids, and I liked the baby, but there's only so much carrying around the block you can do with the baby. So I was like, well, maybe I'll just watch TV or take a nap or something. And the room was just covered in toys, and so there really wasn't any place for me to take a nap because, like, I could not sleep on the bed. And there really wasn't any other place in the house because everyone was, like, at the party. So I was like, oh. Kind of bummed. Very tired. Couldn't sleep anywhere. stuck at this party because I was with other people there and couldn't get home on my own. Ooh, you guys probably didn't hear that, but I just heard a bit of thunder. I might have to wait till my partner gets home to go to work so I don't walk in the rain. Oh, and we just finished round 1, so this is 2. Yep. But anywho, yeah, I just remember being young and being at places a lot of the times when I couldn't control when I got to leave and not enjoying it very much. Which is probably why I don't go out much myself anymore, especially like with other people, because I can't leave when I want to leave. Especially if like they're my ride or something. I'm like, ugh, too much. I'm such an introvert. Like, I need moments. You'd say, how are you an introvert? You're on YouTube. Well, it's different here because, when I'm with a group of people who, I already enjoy, or, for instance, right now I'm talking, but I don't get instant feedback. So, if I don't feel like filming, I don't film. And no harm, no foul. But, when you're in a group setting, you're kind of like on and ready for whatever all the time. And it can be really exhausting. So, I'm not much of like a party gathering type of person anymore. Like, I'll go to, back in the day when there wasn't a pandemic, I would go to parties here and there. But it wasn't like the thing to do. It was a once in a while kind of a thing. It wasn't the norm, it was the exception. So that kind of made things different. Alright, we're on round 3. So, and when I was a kid, like, even now, my parents, now, before the pandemic, my parents would host parties a lot. Barbecues mainly, holiday functions. We grew up with a lot of people who loved to entertain. And so part of it was always in my mind that it was just like part of life. But as I got older, I realized, being at home on the weekends or for holidays, especially because my partner and I, or just the two of us, we don't have children, we don't have immediate relatives that we would go to functions for. So just chilling at home is totally fine. And you don't need to feel pressured to host or go to places if you don't want to. And that's kind of what liberty we... should I turn on the light? Yeah, it's getting super cloudy out there. No, we're almost done. We can power through this. Has been kind of one of the joys of being a grown-up is that you get to learn that it's okay to be a hermit. And not even like use it in a negative sense, but just be to yourself and enjoy silence or enjoy living your own life with your own way of being, and not having to put on like this lively gathering thing for every holiday. Like, it's cool just to chill. And that's what I've learned to embrace. The chill. So let me know in the comments, are you a party person? Do you love, if it's safe where you are to do things, are you doing things, or are you cool with the fact that you don't have to go to functions? Do you go to functions when you can, or are you one of the people like me who are maybe sometimes, but not all the time, go to parties uh, just because you're invited or it's a relative or something. Okay, we're on round 4. Personally, yeah, I love to know, because some knitters are social butterflies, some are not. So weird. This big cloud just rolled on in here, totally uninvited. But honestly, it's very hot. Uh, Surprisingly, not as hot up here as I was expecting it to be. Like, my top lip's got a little bit of glisten on it. I feel it. But as far as normal me complaining about the heat, it's not as bad as it has been. We are finishing up our 4th round. This part is like the fast part. Cool. Alright, last round, number 5. Very cool. Oh, and update. My cat DNA testing is almost done. They're doing a little bit more stuff with the kits, but I'm hoping by the end of this week I will have the results, and then I can share with you the next time we get together. I'm very excited. I'm very curious. I'm like, I have my predictions that Koji is a descendant of Maine Coon, and Kabu is some kind of descendant of one of the Oriental breeds. I wish they wouldn't call them that, but they do. But I wonder. I wish I could bet my partner some money or something, because they don't know that much about cats. Though it's always very nice when I hear them talking to friends online and they hear like someone talk about a cat, and they'll kind of like help give them some information based on what they've learned since being a cat owner. It's like, oh, you're learning, you're retaining some information, yay. But for the most part, a lot of what they learn is from me. Oh, heard that thunder again. It's coming. That means I will not be able to wear sandals I was enjoying wearing sandals outside because I have been inside for so long. When I go for walks, I usually wear my walking shoes. But no open-toed sandals. So the fact that I was walking to work with sandals on, I was like, my toesies get some sunshine. But not today. Though it would be sunny right now if this rain cloud wasn't here. Oops. Oop. I think I just knit through. Okay. Whoopsies. I knit too far. So we're just going to go ahead and that was the 5th round. So we're just going to start where we are and bind off purl or knitwise, right? Yeah, cast off knitwise. So we'll start that now. Because this is already looking kind of janky with purling gap between the DPNs, so I'll try to close it up a little bit with this bind off. We'll see. I am no miracle worker though, so okay. But yes, I am just ready for fall, even though I didn't get to. I had like 2 summer dresses I bought. I don't know why I bought them. I really wanted to have some cute summer dresses, but then it dawned on me, I'm like, where the heck are you going to wear these? And the answer was just in front of my computer. So one of them actually, well, both of them actually can work for fall. So they're not super thin. They're not lined, unfortunately, but I bought them at this like cheap place, so I know that they weren't gonna come lined, but they're colors that can transition into fall very well. And I'm hoping that when or if I go out one day to run an errand in the fall, then I can wear one of them or 2 of them. If I'm going to do anything super fancy, because most of the time I'm just going to the post office, maybe to the grocery store, if I can't get something through Instacart, which thankfully I've been having a good streak in the last couple shipments, so I'm hoping that stays the same going forward. But yeah, and I was so sad. I was thinking like, oh no, this year will be my partner and I's my partner and mine grammar. I don't know how do you say plural possessive, but anyway, it'll be our 13-year anniversary in October, but we can't even go out for dinner. We could probably celebrate other ways, like go to the park if the weather's still nice by then. I doubt it, but something. Can't go to the movies. I'm not going to the movies. You can go to the movies, but I'm not going to the movies. Forget that. Okay. We are at the end Ooh. Ugh. We have our mitts done. Finally. Let's put them both on. We got one. One and two. One has like, they're both looking very special. Honestly, very, very special, but we have both of them. So we have one, the first one I did, and then we have this one that we just finished up that has to have the bits woven in and hidden and stuff to look all pretty. But yeah, we are done with the project. Thank you for sticking around through the end. We made it. It was a journey. It was a struggle bus, but it wouldn't be a Paws and Pearls video or ever an episode without a little bit of struggle. That's just how we do things on this channel. So with this being said, this is the last episode of the project. If you want to see the full bit start to finish, go ahead and check out the playlist that I have on my channel. If you do want to give this pattern a shot, it is still available on Ravelry, and the link is in the description box if you would like to click on it and take a look. I'm going to be taking a little bit of a break now just to rest. I have a lot going on at work now, and just to re-establish some of the things that I want to do with this channel moving forward, and some more content that I want to create for you. And that will require a little bit of R&R from this very mad dash, rapid everyday up until today point where I've been making the videos. So with that being said, thank you again so much for sticking around with me, and I'll catch you in my next video. Bye!